way to Talladega. Got a big day in the morning. Doing the NASCAR Racing Experience. Pretty excited to check off a lifelong bucket list item. Getting to drive a real stock car. For real. And they're kind of real. I mean, it's like a Cup chassis. It's just they put like a detuned engine in it. But apparently their website claims it'll do over 140 at Talladega. So I'll see you tomorrow afternoon if it actually goes that fast. That's my Christmas gift from my girlfriend, her mom and grandma, and her sister actually. They all pitched in for this because it's honestly more expensive than what you think it'd be. Honestly, it was like $600-700
like
just for 8 minutes of driving. So they're like $100 a minute.
Yeah.
But around Talladega, with it being detuned to like 140, should be around like 5-ish laps, maybe 6 if we're lucky. Maybe it won't be like that crowded tomorrow. We got like a little early. I think we're supposed to go on track at like 3 p.m. So hopefully, maybe some people don't show up or something, or they didn't like fully sell it out. Maybe get a little extra time, or like you can have an extra lap or two. But right now we're in LA, Lower Alabama. That's all it. We've been on the road now like 30-40-ish minutes. Show that GPS. See, Talladega from my house is about 4.5 hours, give or take a few minutes. So 3.5 hours. Oh, actually at the Alabama state line right now.
Oh, I missed it.
I didn't actually realize we're that close, but see, welcome to Alabama. So we're staying actually in Lincoln, which is literally like the town. Talladega Super Speedway is actually in Lincoln. We're staying at the Quality Inn, one of 2 hotels in a hotel called like Alabama Motel or Talladega Motel, and it looks horrible. So we had to pay a little extra for this Comfort Inn. Just because the other hotel also looked pretty sketchy. So we should have like a pretty nice hotel. But update you either tonight or in the morning. I might stop by this classic muscle car museum right outside Montgomery, because they actually have some classic NASCARs, including they have Bobby Isaac's 19, I believe it's 70. It's the number 71 K&K Insurance Dodge Daytona, and they actually have that at that museum. That's literally like on the way. So we'll probably end up stopping there if we have enough time. We're trying to check to see what time the museum closed, but we have no
service.
They have no service right now down here in LA. So we'll see when we get service here. Hopefully closer to here in Montgomery here in like an hour. All right, well, I'll update you guys later. Peace. All right, so today is the big day here at the National Motorsports Hall of Fame, right outside of old Talladega Super Speedway. You can see right there, there's turns 3 and 4. Kind of see we got the racing experience today. Ended up having a little bit of trouble last night. So if you don't know, I'm in the Air Force, and my base gives us there's a website we can go to on there, and they give us discounts for certain hotels, and it's for Choice Hotels, which is where we were staying. So I was like, let me check this hotel and see if I can get some discounts. And there's like a $10 off like a night discount, and I booked it, and I just searched like Talladega, Alabama, but for some reason it ended up not doing the one closest to Talladega, Alabama, even though I know this is technically no, I searched Lincoln, Alabama, because Talladega Super Speedway is not actually in Talladega, Alabama. It's actually in Lincoln, Alabama, if you didn't know. They ended up putting us at a hotel. I was like 10 minutes away, so we got there. Gave her my name. She was like, "Oh, I don't have your booking. Like, do you have a confirmation?" I was like, "Yeah, let me look it up real quick." And so I pulled up the confirmation, and then we ended up. She's like, "Oh, that's like 10 minutes down the road," so we ended up having to go like 10 minutes down the road.
Which wasn't too bad, but
it wasn't too bad, but it's whatever. We're here at Talladega Super Speedway, so we're gonna go in the Hall of Fame. We got a little over 2 hours to kill. My drive time's at 3. We were supposed to be there like 45 minutes early. We got about 2 hours to kill, and all the race weekends I've been at Talladega, I've never gone inside the Hall of Fame. It's either one, because it closed at their normal time, which is 4. You think like race weekend, they have all these people, like literally 40-50,000 people camping out here. You think they'd be open late during race weekend, but they're not. So we're going here for the first time ever, so see how it goes. Update you guys later. All right, for those of you who don't know, this is that cool iconic finish back in like, what was it, 1981, where Ron Bouchard was declared victory almost 3 days after the race because it was such a close photo finish. They didn't know who actually won the race, and he ended up passing Darrell Waltrip by a nose on the final lap. And this photo didn't turn up for 3 days after the race, and they called Darrell Waltrip the winner because they didn't have replays at the time to go back and watch it. And so they had no idea that Ron Bouchard actually won the race. And it was decided 3 days later after a fan had took that photo of the car clearly crossing the checkered flag first at Talladega. He ended up beating Darrell Waltrip by a nose. And this is the actual race car from that race. So you can see fully original, like nothing's been replaced. See all the electrical tape for like grip on the steering wheel. Back before they had like what do they use now? Freaking Alcantara. See that old carved engine underneath there poking out? It's honestly a really, really cool place. So much history in here. And this is one of the original cars that ran the beach Daytona back in the early 40s. It's pretty insane. This is the old Harry Gant Skull Bandit. Fun fact, this car was actually co-owned by the Burt Reynolds. A lot of people don't know that. You see how much different even these like 80s interiors look than the 70s. Just how much more advanced they got so quickly. See, this one has a slight bit of scuff marks along the side of it. Pretty cool. This is honestly one of the coolest experiences I've ever had. It's just a little clip of us actually driving. I was going to film an outro, but I needed time to honestly gather my thoughts because it was just such an incredible experience. As I said earlier in the video, it was honestly pretty pricey. For what you're getting, we got 8 minutes of drive time for fucking, almost $700. It's obviously not the cheapest thing ever you can buy, but in my opinion, it was honestly completely, absolutely worth it. Like, it was legitimately one of the coolest experiences I've ever had in a vehicle. And I'll definitely do it again, they said, and then the little driver's meeting they had. Like, the more time you pay, like, the more speed you would have got, because you have a spotter actually up on top of the track. And so, as you're, like, making laps and, like, not being dumb driving the car, he'll say you're allowed to, like, increase your RPM by 200-300, whatever it was, but since I only paid for, like, 6 laps, 6, 7 laps, I only got up to, like, 5,200 RPM, which equated to like 148 mile an hour was, they said, the top speed, but honestly it felt quite a bit faster than that. In the corners, it felt like I was only in the corners for like 2 to 3 seconds, but the video just doesn't do a very good job of conveying the sense of speed. It felt like we were going much faster than what we actually were. We were right at around a minute a lap. In a real Cup car, they're like 45, 46 seconds. But this cart they had out there, it did not have any side skirts on it. So out of the corners, it was actually getting pretty loose. Like, the back end of the car was stepping out, and you honestly kind of had to feather it and be really easy on the steering. I wish the camera was angled down a little bit so you could actually see like the steering inputs I had. But you actually had to be pretty easy. They have an overlay that had like the speed and your steering inputs, but for some reason, I don't know why it wasn't like working that day. So we just got the face cam and then this in-car cam. But honestly, overall experience, I have to give it like a 9.5 out of 10. Completely worth the money. And what you can do for a little bit cheaper is you can do a ride along where it's 3 laps for $100 and you're riding shotgun. And that, in my opinion, honestly was probably a better deal. But there's nothing like the experience of getting to drive, real NASCAR at Talladega. Nothing can ever beat this. It's honestly one of the coolest days of my life. Something I hope to do again here soon.